Okay, so one of the unique things about the 208 is sometimes we like to take a whole day, and focus on that day, like MLK Day or Idaho Statehood Day or today, Valentine's Day, the one day I get to wear this coat. And nothing says Valentine's Day quite like a love letter. But putting those feelings into words, it's really not an easy task. And like the love they represent, the good ones stand the test of time. Well, a handful of letters like that ended up in the Warhawk Air Museum in Nampa. And they have a full collection of love stories told through the mail between soldiers and their wives and loved ones back home. But Andrew Bartline shows us it's what one soldier took home that's keeping his love story alive.
There's something rugged, something tough about the Warhawk Air Museum.
War, planes and guns.
This time of year,
masculine kind of an environment.
There's something different.
Honey, how are you? Gee, I had a lump in my throat and wanted to tell you things, but I knew I would have started to cry. I'm going to miss you more than I ever dreamed. I love you. Boy, I feel sort of silly writing it, but I want you to know it. Answer as soon as possible. Always yours, Lefty.
Though Doug Rutan says everything's written.
They make me emotional.
Perfectly right.
You can picture what they're going through.
A snapshot in time for men who left a lot unsaid.
My dad never talked about it to me, and it wasn't till through the Warhawk that he started telling the stories. You think of war and you have kind of negative thoughts, but there was a lot of love. If they didn't have that support from home, I think it would have made their job a lot harder.
Because distance makes the pen
Hello, darling.
grow fonder.
I hope you're doing okay. I'm feeling all right. To be with you would make a great improvement, though. I was just staring at our wedding picture and reminiscing those moments. What beautiful memories. Well, darling, let's keep our chins up and may God watch over us both. Love always, your husband, Johnny. P.S. It was swell of you giving blood, but don't be too generous.
Their escape captures us today.
This guy's really good.
But Doug's here.
Loving man.
For Dad.
Leonard Rutan. If he would have been sitting here in my place, he would have had a hard time getting through it.
52 years of marriage.
After Mom died,
Leonard wasn't far behind.
2009, he was 92 years old.
But today, they're closer than you think.
It's representative of a love story, a war love story.
One not told through the mail.
I don't have love letters because my dad didn't meet my mom till he came back from the war in 1945. And so they started dating and then they got engaged, but they didn't have much money. My dad brought back Japanese parachute from Japan.
Made for war.
Yeah.
Repurposed for love.
Mom was married in it, and you never know what that parachute saw, if anything, but yeah, it's
What we do know
amazing.
is it saw the best side of humanity.
There's other sides to war.
Because if all is fair, you can take it with you.
That silk just stayed as pure white, and my mom was a petite little thing, and she just looked beautiful in it.
The Warhawk Air Museum has a full Valentine's Day display set up. It includes more of those love letters, and there's plenty to keep you busy if you have an inch to dig deep into that collection. But that parachute dress, Brian, is kind of in a centered display.
Right.
Pretty darn cool.
That is very cool. I think it's the tidbits about those letters that are most telling, and that you can kind of, as you can see, made him emotional just to feel like, feels more real to hear and see the personalities come out in those letters.
And there's like whole books of them. I mean, the one he was reading, we're trying to file through them. Hey, just read a few, see what you think of them. And he picked up a book, and it was like one couple letters going back for years, I'd imagine. So it kind of just tells a whole story of interesting chapter of a young man and young woman's life.
All right, yeah, those would be an interesting read, especially on a day like today, or possibly the rest of this week.
It'll be up until the end of the weekend.
Till the end of the weekend, so go check.